Vast worlds rich with freedom and opportunity, packed full of unforgettable stories. This is the life force of the RPG genre. Games we can get lost in for hours and hours on end, to set off on unique adventures we just can't wait to share with friends, or to express our own individuality through customization and player choice. Ahoy folks, Craig signing in for Pure Xbox to get stuck into the 10 very best RPGs on Xbox. PureXbox.com has put together a comprehensive list of all the very best RPGs on Xbox, and we've plucked 10 of our favorites just for the purpose of this video. So if you find the RPG itch isn't quite scratched, then be sure to check out the link in the description for plenty more choices. Right then, let's crack on. Number 10. Let's kick things off with the fourth mainline entry into the Fallout series. Bethesda only released one single-player focused RPG during the Xbox One's lifespan, yet it certainly made a big impression. The world of Fallout 4 is ugly, desolate, and devoid of life, and yet it's in equal measures beautiful and captivating to explore. Underneath its ugly exterior is a slice of humanity trying to survive, and in the RPG fashion, you're there to assist. Exploration is rewarding, as is crafting your character into your own. Not only that, but the game also features a fairly addictive settlement building element, encouraging you to maintain your own factions. Fallout 4 has a lot to offer and hundreds of hours worth of content. It's an absolute treat. Number 9. Divinity Original Sin was critically acclaimed for Xbox One back in the day, but its sequel picked up the bar and really ran with it, becoming known as one of the gosh darn greatest RPGs of all time. In fact, to really drive home just how good Divinity Original Sin 2 is, Metacritic has gone out on a limb to class it as the second best RPG in the entire Xbox One library. So you're probably wondering why it's number 9 and not higher up on the list, but well, it's our list, so. The game is centered around deep, tactical, turn-based combat and sees you gather your party and develop relationships with your companions as you explore the world of Revelin, either in single-player or via drop-in, drop-out cooperative play. There's a reason that this one is so beloved by fans and critics alike, so go off and give it a try. Number 8. Nier Automata is one of those games that continuously gains momentum. As each scenario plays out, the story dramatically unfolds. Its fast-paced combat demands more from you as you progress through campaign beats that perpetually become even stranger. Nier Automata is honestly an awkward game to describe, definitely best played as it's an absolute roller coaster of a ride. Its 26 possible endings also encourage repeat playthroughs, each delivering different paths, plot points, and further exploration of its world to create one of the most unique RPGs out there. Number 7. One of the all-time great RPG trilogies returned to Xbox in a cracking remastered collection that saw Shepard & Co. looking and playing better than ever before. Mass Effect Legendary Edition brings all 3 Mass Effect games together and gives them a facelift, 4K visuals, 60 FPS gameplay, rejig combat, and massively improved loading times, resulting in a super smooth and fully modernized adventure. If you were a fan of the series when it originally released, then expect to be transported right back into your glory days, whilst newcomers can prepare to gear up and indulge in some deep sci-fi RPG action that's never felt better to get thoroughly lost in. Welcome back, Commander Shepard. Number 6. Yakuza Like a Dragon deviates from the original series by introducing some kick-ass turn-based combat into the mix, replacing the franchise's traditional arcade street slugging with something a little more complex and, in our opinion, engaging. It's a unique Yakuza title that infuses its JRPG combat and systems into a contemporary modern-day setting. Exploring the streets of Japan has never felt more immersive, and the emotional story resonates, right up to its heart-wrenching conclusion. Yakuza Like a Dragon is one of the very best in the series, and a perfect entry point for newcomers who have been put off by the long list of previous titles in the franchise. We've reached the halfway point. Next up, number 5. It took a very long time to reach the Green Machine, but Persona 5 Royal eventually arrived on Xbox, as well as a bunch of other Persona titles. We probably don't need to tell you much about this one due to it being one of the most beloved JRPGs of all time, and even though it can take 100 hours to complete the whole thing, we think you'll have an absolute blast throughout the entire duration of that time. In Persona 5 Royal, you will take control of school students turned phantom thieves who possess a wicked ability to change the hearts of criminals. Seriously, this RPG is one of the very best, one of which I personally recommend. Number 4. One of the more predictable choices for a top 10 RPGs list, sure, but how can you blame me? The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, specifically the recent next-gen edition of it, is an absolute must-play for anybody who has an Xbox Series console. We're looking at one of the best Xbox RPGs ever here in The Witcher 3. Despite criticisms with Cyberpunk 2077, CD Projekt Red really made a name for themselves with this masterpiece. Every element of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt blends perfectly into one cohesive package, with the same fantastical scale of something like The Lord of the Rings. One of its most notable elements is its quest design, which ensures even side quests have enough character and personality to distinguish themselves from the crowd. The world is an absolute delight to explore, and battling monsters has never been more fun. Also, Geralt is a bit of a daddy. Number 3. Honestly, I don't think I can tell you anything you don't already know about The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, mainly because this RPG behemoth must have been released and re-released on almost every device you can think of. Keegan-Michael Key even once played Skyrim on his smart fridge. Kinda, but yeah, you get the point. There's several reasons Skyrim has survived the test of time, but one of the best reasons is mod support. Outside of Skyrim's enormous wealth of quests and general things to do, the modding community has been an active participant in creating a whole host of fresh new ways to experience Bethesda's Dragon Norse RPG GOAT. Don't be discouraged by its release date, Skyrim is still a top tier RPG. Number 2. We all had high hopes for Diablo 4, and fortunately for us, it delivered. Over 6 years worth of hard work went into making this the very best entry in the series, and in our opinion, Blizzard absolutely knocked it out the park with this one. Diablo 4 is a natural evolution of the series with a fresh new open world design and immersive gameplay, enhanced social and multiplayer experience that can sometimes convince a player that they're knee-deep in an MMO, especially when you're wandering around the streets of Kovashad. Blizzard did a fantastic job establishing strong foundations and a large sense of scale to the whole experience. Combine all of this with 5 distinctly unique character classes and a rewarding progression system that should keep even the most die-hard demon slayers busy for a very long time. So whether you're a veteran to the series or a fresh newcomer, Diablo 4 is a genuine must-play for RPG fans on Xbox. Number 1. Just how does From Software do it exactly? First blowing our collective mind with Demon Souls all the way back in 2009, they then continued their hot streak with the masterful Dark Souls series, followed by an absolutely phenomenal Bloodborne and Sekiro. Now they've returned with Elden Ring, and true to form, this latest outing is not just a great game, it's one of the very best action RPGs ever made. We did have some initial concerns this time around, chiefly how they would factor in an open world into the mix, but it was clear that we needn't have worried, as what's here is a glorious meshing of classic Souls combat with an astounding and enormous world full of secrets, challenges, and lore to get absolutely lost in. Elden Ring is an instant all-timer, and with DLC on the horizon, now might be the best time to get stuck in. Let us know in the comments what RPG you'd recommend as your number 1 pick, and don't forget to check out the link in the description for plenty more RPGs over on purexbox.com. As always, thanks for watching. All that's left to do is say bye-bye for now. Cheerio!